Chafing Armor Podcast, Episode 37. Brother, can you spare a wyvern? Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and slightly seasick Dungeon Master because I'm sick of the sea, Michael Corley, and with me today is Dare. Dare, tell everyone how many bottles of wine there are left.
There are 5 bottles of wine for 5 nights of romance.
Take one down, traumatize children. You've got 4 bottles of wine in the ship.
Yes, and that is in reference to Tix's adventures in the previous one.
To know me is to love me.
That's right. Well known. And with us also is Lee. Lee, tell everyone how many spiders have escaped from the hut. Oop, is Lee here? I thought he was back.
Nope.
No, I don't think it's that
I'm Lee now.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep.
Our skills.
Mate.
I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna keep rolling, and hopefully he'll get in by the time I'm done. And with us also is James. James, tell everyone what happened when the acid hit the bottom of the hut.
The hut done shook. It done shook.
It was all shook up. That is correct.
It was Def's not happy.
And with us also is Izzy. Izzy, tell everyone, what is the new item that Marezi is currently holding?
A cool shovel with traces of transmutation magic. And it's probably gnome-sized, but Marezi is really intent on bashing a man's head in with it.
There's never been a tool that Marezi has looked at and thought, I bet I could kill somebody with this.
Never not.
Never not. And Lee, are you back with us yet?
Longest coffee break ever.
He's grinding each bean separately.
Individually, in a mortar and pestle.
I gotta tell you, I'm kind of tempted to keep this in the thing and not edit it out. So I'm just warning y'all that might happen.
Oh my gosh!
In the last episode, we had adventures in treasure chests where y'all found diamonds, coal, shovel, and spiders. 2 of the spiders have escaped. That also leaves y'all with some cool artifacts, a mobile hut, now about to approach land. And I need you, Penton, to make an Arcana check. And we're going to do what we didn't do last time, which is have this hut get off this ship.
I still have to make how long does it take before I get adjusted to this thing?
Well, let me put it this way. The longer you use it, the easier it becomes.
The 17?
17 will absolutely do it. With incredible skill and grace. The harbor master looks in jaw-dropping disbelief as a small hut about the size of a porta potty, so maybe, barely 5 by 5, with 2 giant chicken legs comes down the gangplank and onto the docks.
Excellent.
And he says, "Oh, that'll be 2 gold."
Anybody?
Here you are, my good man.
Okay.
I fork over 2 gold.
You pay him 2 gold as you open the door. And by the way, I do want to clarify, just for future's sake, these do have actual doors, all the various huts, including this one, as opposed to like a filthy curtain or something like that. You open the door and pay him, and the hut kind of leans down a little bit so that you can pay him. Y'all make your way onward, and you are immediately just overwhelmed with the sights of Masgate, the city that you have been. Only one of you have been to this city before, and that is actually you, Penton. Because when you were on the quest to find the Witch of the Lowlands, who actually revealed the location of the Staff of Seraphim, she was the one that y'all came to consult, and she's also the one you're looking for now, because it was said that she would be able to tell you how to reunite the staff.
Right.
And it is quite a ways south of here, but you needed to get past this Sand Swallow Sea in order to do so. The last time y'all had actually marched all the way around, which was much, much longer, but also much safer. Either way, coming through Massgate is generally the way that you would go. It is a huge city with tons of stuff. I'm going to throw a few things out to y'all and let you make decisions on what you want to do. One, you've got 150 gold worth of silver. If you want to exchange that, you can do that here. Particularly you, Morezi, your armor needs to be repaired.
Yes.
It is damaged. Pinton has actually helped repair some of the leatherworking, but when that shark done stabbed you in the chest, he burst apart many of the scales, and they need to be repaired.
Yes.
Y'all also need to just find a place to stay for the night. There's also that. And finally, as you come forward, you see this huge garish sign, and it says it's just got taped all over it in different languages. We buy magic. And there is a guy just screaming at the top of his lungs as the ships are unloading, and he's going, "Magic! Magic! Turn your magic items into gold!" And he's shaking a big, sack of gold as y'all go by. And I'll let y'all decide what you would like to do.
Task list. Repair armor, buy booze, buy a leash for Akatosh, and sell that shovel I got. These are the things that Morezi is thinking about doing. Tell me how to do them. Apparently,
if you want to sell the shovel, this is a place to do it. Now, that I don't know if everyone else here wants to do that.
Yeah, I look at Tix. Should I be really invested in this shovel, or should I be looking at this magic man?
Well, we need to find out what the shovel does before we sell it off for a few gold pieces.
Good point. Let's do the shovel selling later.
We do have a wyvern in a bottle to hawk for
magic?
A little bit of... I would imagine so.
True that. We'll probably want to find, a local wizard or maybe an eccentric rich person, or...
We're gonna need to sell that wyvern through Bitcoin.
on the black Bitcoin magic missile market.
And I actually misspoke earlier. We have 11 bottles of wine left.
You are absolutely correct. I just wanted to see if... I didn't know if you were saying that you had 5 bottles of wine that you drank the other ones already, or if you had just misremembered. In all fairness, in the actual episode for before, I accidentally said 24 first, and then I corrected myself later.
Yeah.
So you do have 11 bottles left that you can sell.
Right. Well...
Okay.
Pinton, how about we have this hut mosey on over to our hawker over there and see what we can do about this giant bottle of wyvern.
Oh, I don't know if he's gonna... Well, I don't know. Maybe he'd be interested in that. I think we might need to find somebody with a little more refined taste, if you know what I mean, rather than a dockside hawker.
Well, we need to start somewhere.
I would say maybe let's try finding the person we're here for, and they'll probably have a better idea of where things might be able to go.
That's fine with me.
I mean, it's not going anywhere.
That is very true. I should also note, just so you know, a hut walking on chicken legs, super weird. This is the D&D world. There's bunches of weird things here. That's super weird. So just so you know, that is going to be somewhat unusual.
We should be
we're all about that.
Yeah, we should be able to lure some people out to pay us some good coin and maybe get some good information.
Own it, sister.
As long as we're not stepping on anybody, that's the important thing.
Massgate taxi service, anybody?
There he is.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it is an incredible tech service. And welcome back. Lee, I believe you're playing Osokai tonight, right?
Yes. Unless I've got somebody else I need to play.
You're playing Chad now.
I'm playing Chad.
Chad.
Chad's superpower is that he has a pink polo shirt with a popped collar, and he has his sunglasses behind him on his neck.
And consistently smells like Axe body spray. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You got it. And
dude, you gotta try CrossFit, man. It's so good. Oh my god.
I tried CrossFit.
It's like the best time of my life, man.
I'm okay, but I died.
Yes, that did happen.
Did you roll up an Old Spice character?
The gentleman class, yes.
Yes.
So where would y'all like to go?
Well, since we're in a town, I thought maybe we could find a jeweler to either sell these diamonds off to or have them cut them
And maybe that'll be
to
Okay.
increase their
kind of
value.
near where someone who could repair or Morezi's dear armor.
I would imagine so.
Pinson, would you make a knowledge check since you have been to the city before?
I will make a knowledge check. 15.
15. So you do know, you don't remember exactly, but you do know that there is an area where you can find jewelers and... Jewelers?
Jewelers.
Yes, Julius. Or
Yeah,
find
you could go out to the yard out back and it'd be the Juilliard.
That's right. Or you can find a Julius Caesar and get a delicious beverage.
Hmm.
No, you can find jewelers and blacksmiths it's sort of there's a place where the fancy shops turn into the industrial shops, and they're kind of in.
Okay. Yeah, so let's head in that direction. Stomp,
Okay.
stomp, stomp.
Is everybody inside? Just wanted to check.
Yes. And Akatosh.
Okay. as well as Akatosh. And you just hear this, you see people going, as you boom, 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 boom. But you're starting to get the hang of this thing now. You're really getting a feel for it. For normal movement, you don't need to roll for navigating through the city.
Okay, just tricky stuff.
Just tricky stuff at this time. In order to control it, you do actually have to physically put your hands on the skull to do
Okay.
it. Just saying that you can't, cast spells or do other things while you're...
Right.
But you very quickly, because this thing moves... it's not so much that it's fast, it's just that it has a long chicken leg. You make your way there fairly quickly. Do you want to go into the jeweler or the blacksmith first?
Drop me off at the blacksmith like at McDonald's.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, we can split up.
Okay.
Or are they not near each other?
No, they're on the same street. Let's just say they're across from...
All right.
Get you.
Well, we'll park the hut in a safe spot, and we can go about. I wouldn't want to leave it empty. Don't want somebody running off with it. But so does somebody want to stay with the hut?
Osakawa.
Anybody? Okay, great.
Watch
Make a
out
good
for
guard, sir.
spiders.
Yee.
Oh, the spiders aren't on the hut. Don't need to worry about that. Those spiders are on the ship.
He's really making a point of that.
Those
All right, so
spiders are-
no.
I'll kill the loft guy, and no one's gonna be sad about
Did
it.
anybody tell Tix about the spiders?
I don't recall doing so. So the jeweler.
What he doesn't know won't hurt him.
Off to the jeweler.
Okay, I'll do it right now. Hey, Tix, by the way, there were some spiders in the hut, and when we tried to kill them, some of them got on the ship, so you might want to make sure you might want to write to your dwarf girlfriend about that.
What type of spiders?
Scary ones with acidic blood.
Why didn't you kill them?
They were fast, and I was in a lot of pain.
Is that what that was all about?
Of course, I'm not that dumb.
Penton?
Yes.
What happened with the spider?
Well, they crawled out of the chest, and we tried to kill them, and some of them ran
Are they
away.
capable of killing people?
Lots of things are capable of killing people.
I'm capable of killing people.
People are capable of killing people. They're
Don't be obtuse.
spiders. Yeah.
Osakai, are they capable of killing people? Like the nice people that brought us here? Like the nice lady that is very nice to me?
Nice
and they're
to
still
you.
on the ship?
Probably.
Goodness, I'm surrounded by children. I go stomping back to the ship.
Okay. We'll get right back to you in just a moment. We'll go ahead and take that time that you're walking back to the ship. Let's go ahead and start with the blacksmith. Morezi, you go into the blacksmith shop. Is anybody else going in with her? Or is everyone else going to the jeweler?
Well, I'm heading to the jeweler, and Orsakai is staying with the ship.
Yep.
As it
So
were.
that'll split it up pretty nicely. So you go in, Morezi. The blacksmith looks up. He's not actually working at his hearth right now. He's not actually hammering, but he's like finishing details on a piece of armor. And he looks up at you and he goes, "Guten Tag." And he is a burly dwarf. And he says, Come in. What can I do for you?"
Hello, small man. I'd like for you to repair my scale mail armor so that I don't die in combat. I assume that you're capable of doing so.
"Oh, yeah, I can fix the scale. The scale's not a problem. You leave it here with me and you come back in, let me see. Oh, something gone and got you good."
A shark man with large weapons, yes. He stabbed me in the chest.
Okay. Gotcha. I can repair it. Sure, no problem. So just let you know, I can repair this for you, or if you want to buy some new one, I can sell that to you instead and maybe do a trade.
How long will it take to repair my armor?
Oh, about 2 days.
Whatever is cheaper, small man.
Well, if you give me a week, it'll be cheaper.
I do not have a week.
Well, then it's going to be a little bit more.
So buying your armor is cheaper.
Oh, no. Buying armor, it's cheaper to repair it, for sure.
Repair my armor, small man. I will give you whatever gold you need that you will do it in 2 days.
Okie dokie, it's gonna be 20 gold.
That is nothing to me. Here is your money.
He takes your gold and he takes your armor. Just keep in mind that you currently have no armor. Of course, you have clothes on underneath your armor, because otherwise armor would be unbearably painful.
Good chafe.
You mean chafing armor?
Is that
Hey.
is there a possibility that we could send Morezi to like the Bard's College to get some manners?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm role-playing my character. I have a negative 2
it's fine.
charisma modifier.
That's
You
what
are,
I'm saying.
you are doing a
You're doing.
It's great. That's why I'm saying, could we possibly get Morezi in to get some manners training?
You should get into reading poetry.
You are not only a half orc, but you were raised by orcs. So I think you are doing a fantastic job role playing your character.
I have a 6 in charisma.
Damn, dump stat.
No dates for you.
Oh, Morezi prefers the thrilling feeling of killing people to the thrilling feeling of first love. Tix doesn't, apparently.
She says that, but there's like parchment of legendary orc figureheads scattered all over her bunk. But she won't let you see that.
Morezi has nothing else to give you. Let's go to the jeweler.
All right. So let's keep in mind that's 20 gold down from y'all. You walk into the jeweler's shop. It could not be more different than the blacksmith. Not that you know that, Benton. As you walk inside and you see a very attractive, relatively young elf.
Yeah.
And she is currently examining a large ruby, and she's turning it over and over in her hands. She's half turned from you. She has jet black hair that covers most of her face, and she's looking down and just running this ruby that's like half the size of your fist over and over again in her hand.
All right.
She actually speaks first, says, "Hold on." She just keeps doing that.
All right. I'm going to first. I'm going to kick the glow on.
Okay.
Just for diplomacy's sake. And I'll wait patiently until she's done with whatever she's doing. I don't want to interrupt her and end up missing a cut or whatever she's doing.
As you perhaps walk a little bit closer, describe again to our listeners what your glow looks like and what it is.
Oh, it's just a subtle kind of aura. It's called Nimbus of Light. Basically just gives a little a 2-point boost to my diplomacy skill with any good aligned creatures.
And she says again, "One moment." And she just keeps turning it over and over in her hand. Finally, she kind of sighs and she turns, and you notice that there are several things laid out on the counter, and on part of the counter is actually a very thin but a stone slab. And she takes the ruby and she goes smash onto the thing, and it smashes into a million pieces.
Gee.
And she just, why do they keep sending me these fakes? And she turns and she looks at you, and her eyes fall upon you, and nothing happens because both of her eyes are milky white. She is blind.
Interesting.
Can I help?
Well, I'd like to hope so. My name is Penton. I've got some rough gems here that we're looking to get.
Rough gems. And where did these come from?
They came from the bottom of a chest full of coal.
That is extremely unhelpful. What region did they come from?
Oh, originally, I'm not entirely sure. The chest was recovered from a shipwreck.
I see. So you stole them?
No. A Silky gave us the chest.
That sounds incredibly unlikely.
It was an incredibly unlikely situation, and yet here we are.
May I see one? And she holds out her hand across the counter.
Yeah, you can, absolutely. I'll put one in her hand.
As you put it in her hand, she actually reaches forward, not like aggressively, but just very confidently, and she grabs your wrist with both hands. And she closes her hands over your wrist, and she kind of furrows her brow, and she says, "Are you ugly?"
Well, I've been told otherwise.
I don't know what to make of you. And she pulls her hands back, and she starts running her hands over uncut diamond. It has been like very roughly removed from the rock, so that most of the diamond is exposed. And she's running it over and over again, and then she stops and her breath catches, and she looks in your direction sharply, and she says, "Where did you get these?"
It's exactly as I said. I wouldn't lie to you.
What is your name?
It's Penton.
Penton. I have only encountered diamonds like this once before, and that nearly cost me my life.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, the gentleman, such as you, who came to sell them, stolen, had apparently liberated these diamonds from a drow from the Underdark.
Yikes.
The drow came looking for them, and I barely escaped with my life. And she tosses her hair back, and you see that near her ear, her elongated ear, she has one locket tied like the way you might tie a feather to a hair, and it's a locket of white hair.
Wow.
She says, "Is there anything else you'd like to tell me about these diamonds?"
I wish I could.
And she begins her process again, one by one, one by one, one by one. If I cut these, I will split the proceeds. In other words, I will not charge you for the cutting. I can easily sell all 6 of these for 500 gold. And I will split them 250 with you.
Well, it's intriguing. I'd have to discuss it with my comrades because they belong to the group more than anything. So I'd have to clear that with them, but I can't imagine why they'd say no. Plus, I'm absolutely fascinated with the idea that someone who can't see can do such skillful things.
I suppose there are many things that I can do that you would not suppose. But if you must know, I have some small skill with divination. And even though I do not have the use of my eyes, I am able to divine the nature of many things, but especially precious stones.
Interesting. Were you born with this, or is this something you acquired?
I was born with it, which I'm starting to think is a bit like you, is it not?
Oh, well, I was born with certain tendencies,
So it's
yes.
not Maybelline.
Maybe
Right.
she's born with it. Maybe it's spell scale.
That might be her name.
You have not asked her.
That would be great if her name was Maybelline. Come on, please make it Maybelline. Please make her
And now
name
it's
Maybelline.
She says, I look forward to, she tilts her head, seeing you again, Penton.
Oh, and I didn't catch your name.
My name is Skull.
Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know. Sometimes in some languages, it's the word for a storyteller.
Sometimes in some languages, it's the word for the big rock that's inside your flesh meat head.
That's what I heard too. I heard skull as well. I was like, what?
Skull. Yeah.
I heard it's
Skull.
skull.
She said
skull,
with her
skull.
mouth.
So like
Oh my God, it's
SK
skull.
umlaut OLL.
Just like in real life, I have
it's
a -2 charisma modifier.
There you go. It is SCALH. Skull. Because I like to make things difficult on y'all.
And yourself apparently.
Awesome. Well, I trust I can trust you with holding on to these.
Tix, I would like you to make an investigation check.
All right. Investigating for spiders and to see where my lady love is. That is a lowly 11.
Okay. So, what is your armor class?
My armor class is an 18 currently.
That is very fortunate, because as you are in the galley looking through and slowly parting pots and pans with your axe, a spit of acid hits from behind, and you watch as it melts through a pot that you were just looking at. And I would like you to roll for initiative.
That is a nice 15.
All right, roll to attack. And, of course, tell me what you will do.
I am going to cast Shield of Faith because I don't want to get hit by acid.
Okay. And it spits acid at you again. It rolls another 15, and it rolled a 3, so that does not do any collateral damage. It is your turn.
Okay, and so I am going to whip out my nice war axe and try and smash it with the flat of the blade. That is a nice 22.
That definitely hit.
And so that is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. That's one short, but I'm going to say that that does it, and it's you smash it against the wall, and you see the wall sputter and spit as you do so, and that's when you hear a scream.
Go running.
Okay.
As fast as my short little legs will take me.
Osokai, you are sitting inside of the hovel, the 30-foot by 30-foot hovel. Is there anything you'd like to do in this time?
No.
Okay, I would like you to make a perception check, please.
Okay. That's a 20 on the die. Sorry, no, 19. Sorry.
And tell the listeners what languages you speak.
Osuke is not very fluent in a lot of languages, but he knows Elven and Halfling.
In a language you do not recognize.
And Common, obviously.
You hear a voice say over and over again, incredibly faintly. In fact, you're not even sure whether it's out loud or you unfortunately have some experience with this in your head. But you hear a single word said over and over again. And then it fades away.
Sounds like a washing machine.
It does actually sound a bit like a washing machine, and dare you kick open the door, and unsurprisingly, you see Duncan, and she is fallen backwards as a small 6-inch spider is skittering across the wall. It is turning towards her, and it is going to spit acid, and I want you to roll for initiative.
That is a nice 18.
Okay, unfortunately, it rolls a 20.
This is the least dwarven dwarf I've ever heard of.
Yes, well, she was caught entirely by surprise, and she hates spiders. And she's also not a warrior. But, yes, I actually will give you an option. You have the option in this moment to interpose yourself in that strike, if you so wish. That is up to you.
Of course.
Okay? I would like you to make a dexterity roll for me.
Yeah, that's not my...
Strong spoot.
Not in the least.
Might as well ask him to get something off the top shelf.
That is a straight 12.
Straight 12. So it does hit her, but you do get the credit, at least, that she saw you trying. Ooh, it does 6 points of damage to her. She is in really bad shape. She screams as the acid eats into her shoulder, and it is skittering.
Don't dwarves have, like, poison resistance?
They do, but this is an acid attack.
Acid.
It's not. It didn't bite her. It spit acid. Now it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to swing at smashing that with my axe. And that is a low 12.
That hits.
Good.
Got it right here. Their AC is 12.
Okay. And that is 10 points of damage.
That is exactly enough. It is coming towards her, and describe to me how you kill this spider on the wall.
Dive at it with my hand against the one side of the flat of the blade and smash it with the other, wiping it down the wall.
Okay. And, that's a 1. The acid splashes from it, and it eats into the wood and actually makes a hole in the ship that goes downwards. Fortunately, y'all are at the top level. If you were at the bottom level,
Captain's
that would
quarters.
be... Yes, you're in the captain's quarters, literally. This is the owner's quarters, but also equally nice and fancy. And so it doesn't go completely through the ship. Or actually, let me make just one more roll. Ooh, that's actually another 1. It's just simply not enough acid to, like, sink the ship. But the ship is actually taking on some water from that, and that it's going to need to be dealt with. But more dealt with right now is the 6 points of acid damage that Duncan has taken.
I run over and heal her.
Okay.
Easily.
Yes, you easily do. You touch her shoulder, which is showing some of the bone, not meat underneath the muscle, and you touch it and it closes, and she says, oh my goodness, I don't know what I would have done if you weren't here.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and I came back just for you, even though the incompetence of my erstwhile companions had put you in danger. I was glad to be here for you, sweetie.
Morezi sneezes wherever she is right now.
That takes us to Morezi. You have found the next thing on your list, which is a place to get beer.
Is it a great inn with beautiful hearths?
It is a great inn. It is a huge inn. You had maybe asked around a little bit. This is actually called Grundle's Inn. And
sure it's not Grendel's.
Nope, it's not Grendel.
Gremlin Inn.
Not Grendel, because you certainly haven't read about Grendel.
Yes. Well, I would like... It says on my character sheet, I subtracted 20 from it earlier, that right now I have 97 gold on me from like, character creation. So I'd like to say that Morezi puts a good, like... I'm not sure how much gold is worth in this game. Seems like not a lot. Would like to put a few gold pieces towards whoever the barkeeper is, and order some hearty mead.
Okay. Would you make a persuasion check real quick?
Yes, with my -2 charisma modifier. Do we have a persuasion skill?
Not per se.
Yeah, it's more of a charisma roll.
Oof. Well then,
Or perform.
a 0.
0.
I rolled a 2, and then I subtracted 2.
I think there is a rule that says if you roll, you can't roll a 0. So
I guess it's a 1.
if you must roll at least a 1 or better.
So it's a 1. So the barkeep turns and looks at you. It's actually a female tiefling, which is not part of 3.5, but I can put it in if I want, which is someone who at some point had demonic heritage. She gives you a look up and down, sees your disheveled clothes, and you haven't had a bath in quite a while, and she says, "Hey, you're a lizard. You can't bring that in here. You need to leave it outside."
You'll also be leaving my patronage outside. Good day.
You walk on out.
Morezi likes booze, but, like, mead comes and goes. A good lizard that may or may not be cursed by a dark god is once in a lifetime.
True dat.
As you walk out, you can actually see Penton walking towards you.
Hello, Penton. How is the jewel ring going?
Oh, it's great. I gave them to a blind lady, and she's going to cut them.
That sounds like a marvelous idea, good idiot.
She was cute, though.
I'm sure that's a great reason for it.
Is there any reason Tix went back?
And do you want to retrieve your hut?
Well, unless there's anything else that needs to be gone, do you need to do anything else around here, Morezi?
Well, if I left my reptile in the hut, I bet I could go buy mead back there.
Well, that's up to you. I don't need such things personally.
That's a loss to you, small man.
But yeah, I'll head back into the hut and see what's going on in there.
Okay. There you find Osokai.
Does Morezi follow?
I guess so, yeah.
All right. By the way, the jeweler said she can cut the diamonds, and instead of charging for the cut, she would just split the profit on them and make $250 each. I mean, $250 for her, $250 for us.
That's a lot of money. Buy mercenaries and beautiful bar women with that money.
She also seemed kind of concerned about where the diamonds came from.
The ground.
Well, she has some kind of inherent divination skill, and she kind of sensed that they were from a dark place, maybe a drow place. She wasn't quite 100% sure.
Osakai's ears literally prick up at them. Also, where is Zuana at this
She said the last time she'd seen diamonds like this.
Zuana is not here. She said she had an errand to run.
Oh, that's right. It's her gig, isn't it? Yeah, she said that the last time she saw diamonds like this, they belonged to a drow, and the drow tried to come for them, and I don't think it was successful.
Penton, I'd like you to make a perception check.
I will do so. Nope.
Okay, just checking.
Nope.
So you don't even notice when Tix walks back into the hut.
Ah,
Tix, is there anything you'd like to say?
What have you been doing?
I failed to buy beer.
I successfully found someone to cut some diamonds.
I killed 2 spiders.
Good.
And
What, here?
no, on the ship.
2 less spiders in the world.
You all need to be more careful.
Those are good golf claps.
Duncan could have been hurt. Duncan was hurt. I started to say Duncan could have been hurt, but Duncan was hurt.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
She will recover. She has a strong frame. Something you would know about, you disgusting small man.
Now, there's nothing disgusting about any of that.
I'll remember that the next time that you get hurt.
Right. Apologies, small.
Are you sure you'll be around the next time we get hurt, or will you be off with Duncan?
Uh-huh.
I'll try and decide that.
With that, the door to the hut opens one more time, and in comes not Zuana, but actually, nope, now I've forgotten his name. Rauro? Pharaoh, thank you. The name that is totally not like anyone else's. There we
Pharaoh,
go. Okay.
yeah.
The door opens, and Pharaoh comes in, and he looks way better, by the way. A few days at sea with some actual food, doing much better. Hey guys, does anybody know about the Underdark? And with that, the door opens again, and Zuana comes in, the wood elf with the intricate headscarf, and she stomps her staff on the ground, and she blinks furiously as she looks around, and she says, "Oh, good. Oh, good, very good. We are all going to die." And that ends Chafing Armor, episode 37. This was
Felt that coming.
This was fun. I
was
wanted
a
to have
good
one
day.
with less combat and more just y'all being yourselves, and that was exactly what we got.
And that's where we all went
Apparently,
terribly,
Morrissey-
terribly wrong.
Morrissey will call anyone under 6 foot small man.
Yes,
Even if they're a girl.
including the women. Yes.
Yes. Morrissey doesn't have very good eyes, I guess.
So we will see what Zuana means by that. I'm sure it's all completely innocent, and we.
Tix is happy. He got to play the hero.
Yeah, he totally did. He saved the day. He saved the.
Amongst other things.
He saved the damsel in distress. Squashed some spiders. Morezi lost some armor and gained a new enmity from a tiefling. So,
Perfect.
good day. Good day.
It's a very good day.
Well, thank you all for playing.
Thank you, sir.
you
thank you.
are
All right.
welcome.
And
See, Snail.
Sea snail.
sneeze snail.
Sea snails for all.
I'm never going to be able to say it.
Snee
And
nail.
we will roll with you soon. I made it!